So all I do is advise each and every one of you to stay the course, hang tight, see this through, and wait for our CEO's guidance and information going forward into the next stage. Okay, Nunu Santos has got a question here. What is the status of the data centers? Will it be incorporated into the next company? That's a good question. Okay, what we do know is that that was part of Onpassive that was going to be coming online, and we were going to be using our own data centers and servers for hosting and storing all our information, etc. Whether that's going to still be part of the next phase, Lulu, I don't know. We haven't had any information about that whatsoever from our CEO, have we? So it would be, I'll just be guessing, which isn't the right thing to do. So will it be incorporated in the next phase of this business? I have no idea whatsoever. But it would make sense moving forward that is something that is incorporated at some point, but whether it's going to be there at the start or not, I have no idea. Good question though. Kalisa Harris, she said, is there a launch in this month? Again, I don't have that sort of information. It's only our CEO, so we'll have to wait for an update from him. This is why I give my honest opinion, because there's no point in saying, yes, it's this month, because nobody has said that it's going to be this month. Like I said before, I'd be very surprised if the next webinar we have, that is the start of the first step. But again, I might be wrong. I still think we're in the prepping stage, getting us ready for it. So I'd be very surprised if things have moved any further along than more than that. Ariane, I have answered your question, so please stop putting the same question is. Nun is asking about, will we have data centers to keep data private? Again, my friend, I don't know about that. I don't know if that is something that will be incorporated or not, and if so, any data within Onpassive is going to be secure. Remember, he said it a long time ago, he will never sell any of our data, if you remember, and I believe that is still going to be the case moving forward. Question here from Miraj again. Is the new platform, what would happen to government approval taken in the name of Onpassive? Again, what did our CEO say about Onpassive? He said he wants to make sure that everything that was involved with Onpassive, and that includes commissions and wages, governmental issues, legalities, etc., were all taken care of. Okay, that is what his desire is to do, is to zero out everything to do with Onpassive. The new platform, like I said, it's going to be brand spanking new. So one doesn't move over to the other. It's a brand new business, it's a brand new business. It is not a mix of Onpassive and something we're moving forward. What we're moving to is brand spanking new. Very exciting, very innovative, new products and new services. This is what we should be focusing on, not going back over something that has been made very clear by our CEO that he is going to make sure everything is sorted at some point in the future to do with what Onpassive was and the legalities, etc. on that. Okay, just scrolling. Guys, if I have answered your question, please don't keep putting it in, otherwise I might have to go on and remove you. Okay, Lawrence is just saying, is Onpassive going to change? If so, shall we sign an NDA once more? Good question. Like I said, it is going to be a brand new phase of the business. Are we going to have to sign a brand new DNA coming up? Well, there's a fair chance that we might have to. Let me just see what Tanya's got to say. I'll try and do that, Tanya, if I can. Just have to wait a little bit. Again, that's my thoughts. Nobody's told me this. Nobody has said we're going to have to sign new NDAs once more. But there has been a lengthy lapse of time between when we signed our last one to when we signed our new one. And if we take the status quo of it's going to be a new phase, a new business, everything about it is new, then that old NDA that we signed is pretty redundant, really, isn't it? So even though nobody has said we're going to have to do it, it's kind of my thought process that that will be had to be done at some point moving forward. Again, my opinion, my thoughts, nothing that has been said from Onpassive. It's a shame that I've got to keep saying the same things all along, because I know that people will take what I'm saying out of context. Somebody's saying, how many days waiting for Onpassive 2.0? There is not going to be an Onpassive 2.0. Our CEO said very clearly that is not going to be there on Onpassive 2.0. Well, good to see so many of you on here. Remember, if you've got a question, put question before it. If you're asking about corporate webinar, I answered that at the beginning. Question here from Johnny. Hi, Johnny. Thank you, Johnny, by the way. I think you do as well. He churns out some really good music as far as the business is concerned. So go over to his YouTube channel, please, guys, and like and subscribe to it. He really puts some very positive stuff out. Red, what has been the most fulfilling part of this journey for you so far? I think for me, the most exciting phase that we've been in so far was to see us on the Burj Khalifa. I thought that was really, really exciting. That and Jitex, and also the billboards around Dubai as well. Those things combined for me were a very, very exciting time. Why? Because I really felt that I was part of a big, big business. You know, bigger than I anticipated, bigger than I visioned, and bigger than something that I thought it would be. So seeing us on the Burj Khalifa multiple times, the billboards around the malls in Dubai, and also the Jitex and how well we did there with the stand, that for me was pretty good, really was. Good question though. Hey Sean, how you doing? Sean Cyrus, another 2018er. How you doing, brother? Norwich again, you asked lots of questions. What would happen to the brand name Onpassive if it's another platform? Okay, I think a little bit of explaining needs to be done here, doesn't it? The brand and the platform Onpassive isn't going anywhere. It's still going to be there, okay? Nothing's happening to it. It's there, we can log into it, we can see it, and the name Onpassive is still there. What we're going to is going to be brand new. Whatever it's going to be, whatever it's going to be called, we don't know. But the name and the brand Onpassive is still in situ. Are we going to use that brand and that domain and that area of Onpassive in the future? I have no idea, but for now, we're not going to be using it. We're going to be moving to something brand new. So, what's going to happen to it? Nothing's going to happen to it. It's still there. It's not going to be shut down. It's not going to cease to exist. It's still there. We can still log in, and it is the desire of our CEO to make sure that everything is sorted out in that area over the next period of time, however long it takes to get it all sorted. But as far as we are all concerned, and that is the users and the affiliates, we are moving to a new destination. Yes, Onpassive is still going to be here, but we are moving over to a new destination. Hope that helped to explain it a little bit. Okay, I'll answer this. Samson has just said, from the last webinar, Farah said the next phase is going to be free. Does it mean we're not going to pay for any products? Then how then does it generate money for us all? Do you know? We haven't got that information. Okay, I haven't got that information. No idea. Until we are given the instructions of what we need to do, he hasn't asked us for any money, has he? He hasn't said, for us to be able to go to the next phase, you have to pay. He hasn't said that. In fact, he said, as Samson rightly said, it is going to be free for us to go to the next phase. How the mathematics, how the whole of the workings are concerned into the next phase is going to pan out, I don't know. Only our CEO can give us that information. So there's no point in going too far ahead of us to try and say, well, if it's going to there and it's not costing us any money to go into the next phase, how are we going to generate any money if we haven't paid any money? I don't know. Our CEO is a very intelligent person, and he knows a lot more than we do. So I'm sure he's got a plan for all of us. I'm sure that whatever that plan is, it is going to be better than it was before. So this is why I encourage everybody to make sure that they stick to their guns and see this one through. I will answer this one. Nissi from India, what about the SEC case status? What about it? What did our CEO say? He said he was hopeful that within 60 to 90 days from when he said it, he would be able to update us on the status of the SEC case. Anything that you see or read, okay, you're allowed to do that. But as far as information and updates is concerned, our CEO will update us on the SEC case, and he gave us that time band of 60 to 90 days from when he said it, and I think that was probably 4 weeks ago. Okay, so he was hopeful that by the end of June, July time, that he would be able to update us more on the status quo of the SEC case. That is the only information that I am giving out. That is the only information that I know. Anything else is speculation, hearsay, and all the rest of it. Question here. Durga Prasad, Red Sir, will we be founding members within the next chapter? Who knows? I haven't seen any of the criteria. I haven't seen or heard anything about whether there is going to be any founders within the next phase, including myself. Are we just going to be customers and affiliates? Who knows? I don't know. But I think there's too much emphasis put on founding members. I think that in the early days there was a real sort of buzz about being a founder in Onpassive, And I think that things got overshadowed with this foundership, and people were making absolutely absurd things about being a founder, like they owned the company, etc., and that they were shareholders in the company and all these sort of things. Well, that's completely rubbish, because we weren't. We were just a founding member of the business before it launched. So we were early birds, I suppose. Is it going to be the same status quo into the next phase? Who knows? We'll have to see. If you want to ask me my gut feeling, I don't think it's going to be there. I think we'll be customers and affiliates. That's my opinion. I might be wrong, but we'll have to wait and see.
भाई तेरे लिए इनके मेरे का भी ओपन
keep asking the same question and I've answered them. Do 2 more and then I'll be in.
चल यार आसान 2 निश्चित लेंगे 2 बियॉन्ड 2 सीधा
Sorry for the delay, I'm just scrolling, trying to find the question. He didn't say 60 days, he said 60 to 90 days, by the way. It wasn't bang on 60, so there's no point in asking what the exact date is going to be. There's no point in asking when the launch is going to be, guys, okay? Because nobody knows except for our CEO. I don't know. People asking about the webinar, I answered that at the beginning. You'll have to watch replay. I will read this out from Nunu. He said, in my point of view, this strategy that Mr. Ash adopted is the correct one, and its difficulty is not to have information. The fact that Mr. Ash does not disclose it is positive, absolutely. We talked many times, haven't we, about learning from your mistakes, and Ash Mufareh is determined that this time around he is only going to show his hand when we are ready. If you remember, he said, when I'm showing you 5, 10 is already ready. When I'm showing you 10, 20 is already ready. Okay, so he's learnt his mistakes from that, and what he doesn't want to do is to divulge information because there's a lot of spies in the camp. Thank you, John, for putting that in. And as Tanya's just said, Ash said, I can trust you, but sorry, you will need to sign this one. That's why I'm saying, in my opinion, Aaron Tech is saying, my question isn't we are talking very long time to bring it public. Kindly mention minimum or maximum time period for this phase. How can I do that if I don't know? Okay, there's no point in putting a time limit on anything. because there's only one person who knows that, and it really is a question of whether you believe in what our CEO is doing or not, to whether you are prepared to stay the course and wait until it is all ready. I certainly am, and I hope you guys are as well. Okay, I'm going to do one more, and then that's it, because everyone's just asking the same questions. When's the next webinar? Oh no, I can't believe I don't know either. Okay, I will answer this one, and this will be the last question. This is from, let me find it again, sorry. I can't remember. Here we go. This is the last question from, I think, Glassjar, maybe. Is there anything Onpassive left in Dubai? Okay, if you've been on the webinars, that's a very easy one to answer. If you remember, Ash spent an awful lot of time talking about the different locations and kind of what had happened in those locations as well. And he specifically said that we do not have a presence anymore in Dubai, Singapore, India, Bangladesh. Is there another one? Egypt. That was it. The only location that they still have a presence is in the United States. Okay, so is there anything Onpassive left in Dubai? The answer to that is, my best of my knowledge, no, there is not. Anyway, guys, that's it from me for today. I hope I've gone a little way to try and answer some of your questions. Okay, but please, guys, there's no point asking when's the next webinar, because our CEO will let us know when the next webinar is going to be, and there's no point asking, is the next phase going to launch this month? Again, only our CEO can answer those sorts of questions. Anyway, that's it from me. I'll be back around on Monday for Monday Fun Day with myself and Jane. Have a great rest of the weekend wherever you are, and I will see you all Monday. That's it from me. Bye for now.
Good.